for the kind introduction, dear colleagues. Well, as Professor Burgers told you, I'm primarily a neuroimmunologist, but working in Bochum. This is not a Kentucky picture, but this is the mining. This is the German Mining Museum. This was the former coal and mining area of Germany. So we have a lot of people there. I have about access to 20,000 MS patients, and therefore we get, unfortunately, a lot of PML. And I suddenly found myself in a physician role for those. And we thought, what is lacking? What should we need? The key points. Well, especially with the first German patient, but also with others, we saw, and as you have been told by Heinz Wiendl, who is with me in the German registry for MS, a competence network, we saw that there is a quality control necessary. We had other medications in the past where physicians and neurologists could not prescribe unless you have quality control. Therefore, we need the regulatory agencies, of course. There is, in the German Society of Neurology, there is not the wish to make subspecialties, the MS neurologist, the epilepsy, but rather to define the specialty via quality. So if we have registers, and I was impressed how Dr. Katz presented the touch program, your online information which you get, then we would ensure better quality. And I called it, it's a license to infuse. And you know, probably you remind being in London, thinking of MI6, you know this guy very well, but he has changed his weapon. And I just took Tysabri as an example of modern medications which really need a little bit control until we know about the market. So the license to infuse are prescribed, and this is probably not done on a voluntary basis. You have to give some incentive to a little bit pressure, and we need the regulatory authorities for those. Now, we have new putative surrogate markers. Currently, it sounds very nice, and there's a lot of hope in those. Although we have heard about false negative, false positive, they are the basic JC virus researchers in this audience here, and they know all the pitfalls and all the trouble of the past. We need more independent studies to confirm as soon as a new surrogate markers on the horizon. Some people say, especially from the neurology audience, there may be commercial interest associated with new markers to make the medication more widespread. So if there is a new marker on the horizon, as soon as possible, there should be independent studies to confirm the value and the benefit, or to say there is only limited benefit. I think this is needed from the physicians and patient side as well. I had the impression, I told you, that some MS patients, although everything was done to restore their immune system, have a problem in natural clearance mechanisms against the JC virus. And the case shown now by Dr. Korelnik further impressed me. This mass lesion, which affected the whole left hemisphere, this also shows that there was a lot of viral spread. And we see when the iris comes in, we suddenly see lesions at sites where the conventional MRI didn't show us that the virus is there. But the immune system, has a much higher awareness of the virus. The MRI doesn't show us some viral copies, but the immune system probably shows them via local antigen presentation. So there must be more, again, knowledge on natural clearance mechanism, because currently, and at least most of the conditions where we have spoken about, where PML is important, the restore of the natural immune system seems to be the best until better medication is developed and is being developed. We think as a small contribution to the field, it would also help if you have SOP, standard operating procedures, for everyday neurologist life. The German Ministry for Research has supported networks for specific diseases, also for multiple sclerosis, call it competence network, krankheitsbezogenes Kompetenznetzwerk, so disease-related competence network. And we have now started with SOPs for the novel medications in order to make the patient life more safe. But again, a request to all the authorities and regulators in here that if we have better registries, then we have more safety for our patient side. Thank you.